Okay, so how our garden grew. What I'm going to do this afternoon is kind of go over how it all started and what it could be, kind of a history of it, because I think that's important. A lot of times we see these great, wonderful gardens and we see all these beautiful things at the farmer's market, but we don't really realize that just started with one little thing. So I just kind of want to tell our history, and then from there, kind of address some challenges that we all probably have and how we can overcome them. Okay, so it all started about 5 years ago, and we had 4 little garden beds that we still have, and we're still amending, and we're making our compost now on our own to amend these beds, which is really exciting. And it all started with a very successful partnership with Control Power Concepts, and still we're very thankful for their helping us get our garden in place. Dr. Tanner, she used to work at our school, and she's actually presenting in another room. She was pretty much on her own, and she talked me into helping her too way back when, and just a few of us were into gardening, and we stuck with Dr. Tanner. She had a few kids after school in her garden club, and now it's grown to be, I have 36 enrolled. I've had all year, but now I've had about 5 more permission slips coming in, and I have to say I have a weakness. I'm still like, okay, send it home, we'll let you in, so we pretty much let everybody that wants to be part of it come in, and it's been even special needs, so it's been a real blessing. One of the things that's really been nice at our school is we have an outdoor classroom, and I have just promoted that relentlessly to try to get us outside, because one part of our school we're technology based, and we're an Apple school, and for me, being old school, I still like the pencil, and I really like kids to be outside. So inside of me, I've always kind of had this, I don't want to see them on the iPad all day. So I really make a point of it every single week. Every week I send emails to every grade level inviting them out to use the outdoor classroom, and I have 2 schedules that are mandatory that they have reminders. So a lot of times teachers don't want to bring them out. I mean, I'm a teacher, I get it, but it's important to get them outside learning, especially in such a beautiful place as ours. So I have the schedules in the teacher's lounge. I have the team drive, I make a monthly reminder, a weekly reminder, and a daily reminder. And they just got used to me bugging them, and now everybody loves it. And it's really now, Danielle goes to my school. Now there's somebody out there all day. So that took a long time. Okay, so composting, that was a tremendous hurdle it took years. First, we were working with the cafeteria and saving salads and greens and things like that. But it was really very difficult for them not to put other things in that compost pile. And there was a few times when it was terrible to clean. So I won't spend very much time talking about the compost process, but you can only imagine it can get stinky sometimes. But now what we've done, we've got a real organized system where we have a place for the green, place for the brown. We have the sand that we're using. We also have the water source. And we try to do it in such a way where it's kind of routine as part of our garden club, so that we're just, and we also have kids that go out there and turn it. So you have to really stay on it to make it work. And I believe that we've got the infrastructure in place, but again, it took a while. It doesn't happen overnight, but don't give up. Oh, and by the way, on the composting part, we were actually able to amend all of our beds with our own compost. That was exciting. So that was really neat. Thank you for helping us do that. Okay, so I come from a very artistic family, and my daughter is a budding artist. She's actually working for an advertising agency here in town. And I just saw this when I started working at Deering. The first thing they were doing was painting, so I wanted to get involved, and I got my daughter involved. And as I took a STEAM training, because I've been involved with Green Our Planet STEAM, any kind of professional development for this I did. And we decided as a project we would just do rules first, and we came up with the garden B's, like be safe, be respectful, be responsible. And my daughter helped us come up with these little bees and everything. And the rules are kind of nice to have there if you don't have those already in your garden. It's just a nice place to just check in, have the kids check in, remember how we behave out here. Because remember, they're hooked up to iPads all the time. They go crazy when they go outside. So it's kind of nice to have a centered place where they can focus on the rules. The other thing that we have is we have a really nice orchard. And Farmer Emily helped us with that. Is she still with Green Our Planet?
She started her own farm.
Oh, she's amazing. So she helped us with the tree planting process. We had people out there. I was there. I wasn't even garden head chair then, but all of the parents and families were there. An orchard is such a great way to get all the families involved. And you'll be surprised what you learn, from other families, because there's a lot of people out there that do landscaping. So it was really a neat day. It was just neat few days, actually. The grant. Wow. That was really a big, we were so lucky to be partnering with Green Our Planet because they helped us get a sizable grant. And we went from those 5 little beds to now we have 10. And as you can see, they're huge and they're just awesome. They're so well made and the emitter systems work so well. We're able to grow so much. I think we could feed a small country with what we have. And we've just been, with that alone, we're just so thankful at our school. There's so many people that help, not just the garden club kids, but really help maintain the beds and go out there, and it's a nice thing. But having that grant really helped us. So look at us now. We have the big classroom. The teachers are using the garden every day. Our schedule's on a Google Drive, and this helps us manage the teacher time in the garden, and everything's working well. But it wasn't always like that. When I started this year, what I noticed was we had this beautiful place, and we had all this, we had the grant, but there wasn't anybody out there. I mean, as far as I was concerned, there's just a few of us. We're always into the program, but I mean, how many of you have seen at your school that, there's just a handful of people are involved? Is that like how it's like? So I thought, man, my big problem is, because I was only garden chair this year. I was lucky enough to get a job as an interventionist, and it gave me some flexibilities because I pull kids for reading intervention from K through 5. And actually, I love my reading intervention job, but I'll be honest, I thought, wow, now I can really work on the garden program at the school. And what I do is I work with a lot of the real low kids. And as you know, with those kids, a lot of it is behavior. And a lot of it is they don't know where their food comes from, just what we've been hearing, and the reason why we're probably all involved in the first place. So I thought, man, I am in a unique position this year. How can I get this thing to fly? And I have 2 words for you: Team Drive. The Google Team Drive. That really helped me so much. I promote it. I put pictures on there all the time of what the kids are doing. In fact, there's some new pictures coming around now in a little photo album. I just thought I'd do old school so I could just have something to do while you're listening to me speak. But anyway, the Team Drive really helped us. I encourage other people in the school to, they've joined the Team Drive. The schedule's there. The lesson plans are there. How to contact people from Green Our Planet for different reasons are there. What our goals are there. Our meeting notes are there. There is no reason for anyone not to know exactly what's going on with the garden. And again, I had to do my diligence of reminding them monthly, weekly, and the day before of when their time is in the garden. And yes, it is sometimes it's like, it's me again. But it's worth it because now I don't have to remind them anymore. It runs like clockwork. So that team drive is a really, really strong tool. Getting every grade level involved, we also had another thing I found in the shed. Mr. Michella, who was an awesome guy too. He knows a lot about hydroponics, and he had his own farm in Oregon. He became grade level chair for second grade this year. So, and I worked with him in the garden crew the garden committee. So we just kind of, I became the garden chair this year, and he helped me he kind of kept me informed on a lot of the plans he had. And I had the flexibility this year to do them, so it was really exciting. So one of the things he did was he purchased greenhouses for every grade level. And being the organized person that I am, I made sure that every teacher in every grade level shared that greenhouse. I had a schedule on the team drive, and we rotated the greenhouses so that every single class in the school sprouted plants for hydroponics or for the garden. And that was awesome. I have to say, that was such a great thing to have that happening. The only problem was a few of these, I have to write a letter to the company. A few of the units are kind of burned the plan a little bit, so you have to take them out when they get so high and put them in a windowsill someplace. But there's always a windowsill somewhere, and a nice group of kindergarten teachers that helped us get them sprouted. So that was really a neat way to get them all involved. Oh, hydroponics. Mr. Michella built our system, but Green Our Planet representatives come to our school. You'll see in the pictures I'm passing around, they give trainings at our school. We were able to harvest a lot for the farmers market, both of them, and we just bagged it up. It was awesome lettuce. It was so delicious, and it's a really nice thing to have at your school. And it's fun because we've tried to, this year I wanted to try to get that to every grade level, but I couldn't work that out. But I did go from second to fourth, so that was nice. Sales and marketing, that was my background. I used to be a sales rep for U.S. Foods, and I also was a produce salesperson in a different life. And so I knew a lot about selling things, and I feel like I really tried to teach that to the kids in the garden club, trying to think about how we're going to market, what we're going to sell, how we're going to promote it, what the pricing should be. Another thing I did was I created our upper grades. They're really busy with reading. Ours is a reading first school. So they didn't want to necessarily embrace the financial literacy program because they felt like we have so much to do as a Title I school that sometimes you just can't fit everything in. But I was the interventionist, so I know how that works, and I know what they needed. So I wrote my own curriculum so that the fourth and fifth graders actually set the pricing and figured out math problems for our farmers market. So it's just a question of going the extra mile and coming up with work for them to do. I don't know if you have this in your school, but I'm sure you have something like it. We have DMR, Daily Math Review. And I'm sure you might have the basic 5 or just the exercises you do to get them going in the morning for math. But so I just kind of built it that way, and then they were able to solve problems, and it's really exciting, that they recognized how much work they had done. So it wasn't just the garden club. So in addition to selling the fresh vegetables, we made a lot of homemade items that were so much fun, and it was science. We made soap bombs. We made baskets. Didn't we have fun, Danielle? And it was so much fun to watch. And some of them weren't really sellable after a while, but it was a lot of fun seeing them make the mess. It was really nice. Yeah, that was really huge. The teachers that did get involved with the math problems, they really enjoyed being a part of that. Actually, you're asking me for more from next year, so that's exciting. So what's next? Well, one thing we didn't do this year was warm tea. I didn't really have, my job, I'm moving around to so many classes, I didn't really have a home base too much for them. So that's something that we want to develop next year. So if anybody at the end, when we take questions, wants to talk about how I might be able to do that, I'll be willing to listen. An outdoor theater. One of my visions is to use that outdoor space just more, because one thing about our garden is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that school was, it's gone from to and I mean, since I've been there since 2014. And so I wanted to show you this. One of the things I'm trying to do is actually make it kind of like a venue for the school. We cut logs so they can sit around the garden and interact out there. We have the outdoor classroom. We have a chalkboard out there. And what I'm going to do for our last Garden Day celebration is have a celebrating mom party. The kids are coming up with their own awards, like how they're going to award each other, because they've been working with each other all year. They're going to make smoothies with a bicycle that actually you pedal and it blends up the vegetables. And they're going to make spin art. You ride the bike and then you put the paper on and pour the paint in, and it makes beautiful spin art. But what's really neat about this is these are just other teachers. All I have to do is at my school now, because I've worked so hard to get them out there, is I just say, hey, I really want to do this. How can you help me? Then you start getting ideas and people want to get more involved. And I tell you, at first I kept thinking they must hate me. They didn't want to do anything. I said, but now it's like, hey, I have an idea. It's just a matter of your due diligence. You just keep being that squeaky wheel, and pretty soon it's amazing what happens. So anyway, we're going to really have a fun party. We're going to have art. We're going to have awards, and also I'm going to invite the parents to go around and get in that garden and pick things and just enjoy what we have out there. It is a really vibrant place to learn, and the possibilities truly are endless. So I just want to take a minute to say, I'm trying not even to cry right now. Green Our Planet is probably the neatest company I've ever been associated with. They're always there. Every crazy idea I've ever had, they've been there for me. Anytime that I've had any kind of problems, they've been there. My gardener spends an extra half hour with me. I'm always Miss Chatty Cathy with a new idea and something else, and she keeps me tethered and says, okay, we're just going to focus on this today. So I'm sorry if I'm getting a little teary-eyed, but honestly, it has been such an amazing journey with you. And our school went from it was just these 5 little beds with nothing to, I don't know if have you seen the pictures? It's pretty incredible. We could probably feed a small country. But I just want to say, I'm sorry I'm crying right now, you guys. I get a little choked up. But I just really want to tell Green Our Planet on behalf of everybody at our school that we thank you for making Laura Deering a beautiful place to learn. Thank you.